So soft phone, I like to call this story change doesn't have to be scary. And the reason for that is in the summer of 2020, we launched a training for a brand new phone technology that all the call center reps would be expected to use. Understanding this new phone technology would be critical to the success of the call center. The analogy that I like to use, if I'm a call center representative, my phone is where I do business. It's the central technology of what I do to perform my job. And it would be like if a pilot was in a new airplane and they had totally different layout for all their indicators and instruments. It's like that. It's a really big deal. It's that big of a change. Going from a physical phone on their desk to one that's entirely in their laptop it's just a huge change. So we really needed to be very thoughtful about how we handled a change like that. We came up with a virtual ILT, 2 days long. Participants were asked to complete knowledge checks so we could gain real-time understanding into overall comprehension of the brand new system, the features, and how to use it on the job. What we found was that the features knowledge check had the lowest overall scores at only 65%. After some analysis, we realized that there were 2 questions about features that were really dragging down the overall percentage. One of the 2 questions was, and they were very similar, but with different buttons, which tab on the navigation menu would you click to update the member's telephone number and email address? That was the question. This is something that a rep does on a fairly regular basis, and it's a very basic function, but only 20% of the people were getting it correct. So 4 out of 5 people are missing this and they don't know what button to click. What action did we take based on these insights? So what we did was we alerted the soft phone design team, the internal team that designed the software. And we let them know that there were 2 icons that were not intuitive in the graphical user interface. When you really look at the question and try to find the button that it references, you should be mostly able to intuitively figure it out, even if you haven't been trained on it. But it wasn't intuitive. And most of the features questions people got correct because even if you don't remember, you can kind of figure it out. You know, think of your iPhone, any interface that you interact with, you kind of like guess, right? You know, so we shared that with the design team and they are planning on making some updates to those buttons to make them more intuitive. So we had an impact on that. Awesome. The trainers viewed the knowledge gap trends and they modified key emphasis points. During the sessions over the summer, they were able to look at the problem areas and were able to emphasize the key points that were getting missed based on the previous sessions. The designer updated the location of the knowledge check within the curriculum. So we found it was happening a little bit too soon and we moved it back after a certain segment of content was trained to make sure that it followed appropriately. So we were able to make that simple adjustment. And again, like it's simple, but it's revolutionary because in the old world, that curriculum design would have stayed the way that it was. There was no insight for the designer to react to, nothing to fine tune. And it really might seem like a small thing, but if it lingers in a curriculum forever, it can have a really big impact.